Leroy in Oakland. Hey, Leroy, you're on Willard and Dibs. What's up?
Hey, what's up, brother? I'm just sitting on my last break, getting ready to get off work. And, as a Golden State Warrior fan, I just kind of been sitting here this season and kind of going, boy, this is kind of the way I thought it would go this season. And coming in, I just was down on the season. I thought that we would make the 8th seed. I thought we would make the playoffs as a 7th or 8th seed. And that's with Draymond. And that's what I wanted to say. You know, I was big on, getting rid of Draymond and keeping Jordan Poole and all that stuff. And then I started thinking and I started looking at some stats and stuff, especially the Warriors against good teams. And Draymond is especially vital to the Warriors against good teams. I mean, I look at when they played against the Denver Nuggets on Christmas Day. We had 23 assists as a team, and the highest assist, man, was B-Pod. I'm going to start calling him B-Pod.
There you go.
People there, whatever. Instead of iPod, B-Pod. But he had the most assists that game with 6 assists. So Draymond allows you to move the ball. He gets our assist numbers up. The rebounds are up. I don't think nobody was in double-digit rebounds in that game on Christmas Day against the Nuggets. So this is what Draymond Green does. Hey, we're 8th seed, 7th seed in the playoffs with him this season. Without him, we're 11th or 12th. So I'm eating a little crow because I wanted him traded, but he is important to this team, and he does make us better.
Leroy, thanks. And again, the premise for me, without telling anybody how to fan or who you like, it does not matter. We're all allowed to answer that one. But it caught me today, not by surprise. It's just something I noticed with both social media and listening to our station, and whether it be callers, the other hosts, everybody. When Adrian Wojnarowski tweets out earlier today that, and I'll paraphrase, in the coming days, Draymond Green is expected to return to the Warriors facility and start the ramp-up process of being ready for reinstatement. That means two things. A, Draymond is heading back to the arena, number one, and number two, the league is getting ready to reinstate him. Then the Warriors have got to ramp up the physicality. By reports, this was also Jason Dumas. Draymond has been working out largely in L.A., but has been working out and staying in shape. So how long's the ramp up? We'll see. But here's the thing that caught me. Okay, Draymond's coming back, and I hear Warrior fan angst every day. Here we are, right? Gotta win for Steph. Gotta this, gotta that. We gotta find a way to get back on a winning track. And if you feel that way, and you think the Warriors are even a tiny bit better with Draymond Green, why was today's announcement met with a collective eye roll and a moan? Oh,
yeah.
Draymond's coming back. Here we go. That's kind of the vibe I got.
I get it, and I will speak to that vibe because I feel that way. If they are a tiny bit better when he gets back, and they should be a lot better when he gets back, but let's just say, based on what you said, a tiny bit better when he gets back, that tiny bit better is not good enough to make them better enough for it to matter. Because right now you are a 500 level team fighting to survive in a Western Conference where there are 4 to 8 to maybe 10 teams that are better than you. So if you're a tiny bit better, do you go from the 11 seed to the 3 seed and a real threat? Probably not.
Don't know.
You go from this is the opinion for those of us who don't think that him coming back is anything other than an eye roll, than a shrug, because you're 7-8 with him and you're 9-9 without him.
But is there anyone? Like, here's where my mind goes when I hear that kind of an opinion, which is, okay, if the Warriors are that far away, then why is everyone clamoring for a trade? What the hell does that do?
Maybe it gets them jump-started and gets you into a 6 seed.
Maybe Draymond does that.
Yeah, perhaps. But I think that the idea of the unknown is always going to be more appetizing than the known, especially when the known, if you're not a Draymond lover, and I'm not, and I haven't been for a long time now because I think that he's more of an emotional drain on the team, and I think that his play has been a distraction more than it's been an attraction in terms of me as a fan. I watch him play, and there aren't a lot of games when I watch him play and think, man, this is really fun watching him play.
Totally fair, but I would argue this. The best acquisition the Warriors can make over the next 5 weeks is Draymond Green. And here's why. In the NBA, I'm a big fan of continuity. I'm a big fan of letting it bake. You have to have a group that's been together for more than a minute in order to effectively win the whole thing or do some things in the playoffs. The championships are not won at the trade deadline. That's never been the way that it works. So even if you pulled off some trade that you really love and you get a good player, just for sake of argument, let's call it Pascal Siakam.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Siakam. Does that make you better? In theory, it would, and it might, but does it do enough in 2 months? Like in 2 months, this isn't NBA 2K. Don't take Siakam's talent and just inject it in there. Remember, they've got to start understanding each other. They've got to know each other's tendencies, how to leverage that within a new system. You've got to do all of that, and you've got to do it in short order. I don't think that that's going to change the Warriors all that much. There's one player out there who has not been on the team for the majority of this year, who knows everybody's tendencies, knows the system, I'd argue better than any human being on planet Earth, and it's Draymond Green. And so if you want to talk about someone having a shot to come in and change the team, I'd argue it's him more likely than anyone else.
Well, I would argue that he is as likely to come in and do what Draymond does, which is get technicals, get ejected, commit flagrants, and get suspended. So that's where we've been with Draymond Green.
And he might.
And if you look at his game log this year, it's a couple of inactives. He played 6 games. He was inactive. He played 3 games. Then he was suspended for 5. He played 6, and he's been suspended ever since. So over the course of their last 21 games, he's been suspended for 15 of them. And he'll be suspended for probably 5 more, I would guess, a minimum of 5 more. They got 1 tonight. They got 1 tomorrow. And I think they play again Sunday. I think they are in a little bit of a mini stretch of 3 games in 4 nights. And even if Draymond returns to the team in the coming days, and let's say he returns to the team, I don't know, tomorrow or Saturday, you figure you give him a week to ramp up, 4 to 6 days, whatever it is. He's going to miss the next 4 to 6 games minimum, I would imagine. So you're looking at, 6 more games without Draymond. And when he comes back, is a 4-week absence enough for Draymond Green to really change in terms of the way he behaves?
Well, I would argue now, I've said this a couple times, you don't need to worry about it anymore. He does it again, he's gone.
But that's why you do have to worry about it, Mark, in my opinion.
You don't have to worry about it because we're already at a spot, and by the way, an acquiring team knows that too, which means it'd be very, very difficult to find someone to give you something that matters for him.